Welcome to the Chamber Spotlight, a local talk show podcast brought to you by the Pembroke Chamber of Commerce in association with the local scene. We're recording on a regular basis and we'll cover many topics that span local businesses, local elections, local town governance, and a citizens' academy. I'm your host, Fraser Townley, and today is May 4th, May the 4th. I'm not going to crack that joke. It's overdone. I'm sitting with Sophia and Chris Bethoney of Bethoney Builders. How are we?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, very good. Thank you.
Hello, Fraser.
Hey. So before we get into what we're going to be talking about, we're going to cut to the town hall where we recorded the town news earlier today. Today is May 4th. I'm at town hall with Andrea Cesarini. Andrea, you got some headlines for us.
I do. So some public meetings happening this week. Our Board of Assessors and our Historic District Commission will be meeting this Monday, May 4th. Our Town Memorial Committee and our Select Board will be meeting Wednesday, May 6th, and our Conservation Commission will be meeting Thursday, May 7th. Meetings do need to be scheduled within 48 hours, so check the section on the town website titled Agendas and Minutes and set the start and end date for the time periods you're interested in for the latest update. A reminder that a majority of these meetings are broadcast on the local scene. Meetings can be rewatched on www.thelocalscene.media/Pembroke/. Some other news around town. Multiple areas around town are undergoing road construction. If you have any questions or concerns regarding the construction, please contact our DPW at 781-293-5620. Water flushing season has begun. Please check the news flash portion of the website for updates on when flushing in your area will be done. This is a mandatory action that we must take, dictated by the state. So every year we have to do water flushing of the hydrants. And water bills have hit the mailboxes. You can pay by Wednesday, May 27th at 4:30 to avoid paying any late fees. Early voting for the May 16th town election has begun and will continue until May 13th, Wednesday, May 13th. Early voting is held during regular business hours of Town Hall in the conference room on the second floor of Town Hall. Voters may also request a ballot by mail until 5 p.m. on Monday, May 11th. Polls will be open from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturday, May 16th, and all of our precincts report to the community center for voting on Election Day. And the warrant for May 12th town meeting is live on the town website under Newsflash. The annual town meeting will be Tuesday, May 12th at Pembroke High School. Check-in will begin at 6 p.m. If there are any questions, please contact the town clerk's office at 781-293-7211. And one final reminder, please return your annual street listings by June 1st to avoid being listed as inactive on the voter rolls.
That's terrific, Andrea. Let me ask you a question, though. So we have the Candidates Forum this Thursday at 7 o'clock. It's at Thursday the 7th at 6 o'clock, between 6 and 8. The candidates for Select Board, Board of Health will be present and will be answering the town's questions, not journalists' questions. But when do the candidates, what was their last date for pulling out?
To withdraw?
Yeah.
It was Tuesday, April 14th.
So we've passed that. So the candidates that are on the ballot are the candidates.
Yeah, exactly. And then candidates can do a write-in campaign too. So if there's somebody that's not on the ballot but is interested in being elected, they would do a write-in campaign.
Got it. Okay. We'll see you next week. Okay, so that was the town news. So I had a list here, and I don't know how I'm going to divide it up between the two of you because I believe the bios are going to be very, very different. But Sophia, let me start with you. Hopefully your bio's not as long as your dad's. What's your background?
Well, I grew up working with my family company, Bethoney Builders, located in Duxbury, Massachusetts. So I've always had that construction background in my life, and I'm very fortunate. I grew up helping out, sweeping, visiting the sites, and then over time, I really found myself to enjoy the design aspects. So that's what's really gotten me into that area. But we also have a podcast, the Bethoney Builders podcast on WATD.
I've heard about that.
Yes. And I'm also a student at Duxbury High School.
That's terrific. Wow. Okay, what an ambassador, Chris.
We try. She's the host of the Bethoney Builders podcast, Fraser.
Very good. So what's your bio, Chris?
Well,
what's your background?
My background is I grew up in Weymouth, Massachusetts with my father, who was a local carpenter and builder, and I've stayed in the trades. I'm approaching 40 years. I hate to say it, Fraser, but yes, 40 years in the construction industry. I've been licensed in good standing here in the...
You started when you were 12, right?
You have to. As you know, as decades gone by, when I was younger, it was, whether it was on a Saturday, even a Sunday, the boots went on, Fraser, out the door with my father and cousins, time to go to work.
I get it. I hear you. Back to you, Sophia. I heard today, I got an email about an award you've just won. Is that correct? Do you want to talk about that?
That is correct. Are you referring to the Heroin Award?
Is there more than one award?
There is, Fraser.
Fantastic. It's the Heroin Award I'm referring to. What's that all about?
Yes. I was nominated for this award, the Heroin Award. Apparently, it's for doing good in the community, and it came up very unexpectedly. So I don't know much about it, but I'm very fortunate to have earned it.
And have I understood it correctly? Was it State Representative Ken Sweezy that nominated you?
That's correct.
Very good. And so how does he know you? Well, it's a dumb question. We're going to move on.
Well, respectfully, Fraser, of course, Representative Ken Sweezy does include the Duxbury area.
Exactly. That's why it was a dumb question.
Well, we've never had the opportunity, myself or Sophia or our family has never, in fact, met him or spoke to him.
Oh.
And that's why Sophia, in fact, was so surprised but yet honored. It's an important award. We did a little reading up, and it reflects someone almost like somewhat of an unsung hero that's quietly getting things done in the community to make things better for others. And that's what Sophia's all about.
Oh, that's terrific. Well done, Sophia. And good on Ken for making the recommendation
For sure.
and recognizing the importance that Sophia's been doing.
You honored, Sophia?
I'm extremely honored.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Okay, so let's look at the business background. So Bethany Builders, I'm going to go with you, Chris.
Okay.
What's a bit of a background on Bethany
Well,
Builders?
started out, probably like a lot of families when they start a small business. I started out Christopher Bethany, myself, as a DBA. Went out as a carpenter with a truck and some tools, worked hard, learned along the way, and then eventually established Bethany Builders LLC, which is a corporation that provides residential building and remodeling here throughout the South Shore and all of Massachusetts, Fraser.
Right. So you now a general contractor, a GC, or are you still out there cutting the wood
we're
spanking the nails?
We're on site. Myself personally, I'm on site. I still bang nails. We do what needs to be done. Customers come first here, Fraser.
So you can't be replaced by AI.
I hope not. I'm sure AI is a lot smarter than me, but Fraser, folks keep calling and we're grateful to have a job.
Yeah, terrific. That's amazing. Sophia, any business background you want to share with us? Or is it early days for you?
I do the design work for Bethany Builders.
That's fantastic. So do you use, now that's probably where AI can start to eat into the job. They can't turn a wrench, but how's the design? It's all from your personal flair, correct?
That's correct. There's no AI involved.
Exactly.
But my dad, he likes to go the traditional route, pencil and paper.
Very good. Oh, so you're a drafts person.
That's correct. Well, Fraser, what I felt myself coming up in the trades, I think it's extremely important to know how to put pen and pencil and paper, to know how to do it from old school, if you would, and then you can transition into CAD or computer-aided drawing, which in fact, Sophia has skill sets that accomplish both. When you mention AI, Sophia, we're a little guarded in the sense that we're leaders in the accessory dwelling units, or ADU demonstration and platform. We've been even with one-on-one with our Honorable Governor Healy. She brought us in December to discuss that. The bottom line is that we do have a platform that we're creating that involves AI for repetitive limiting of waste of construction materials as well as time and monies.
Yeah.
But Sophia has some meetings with folks like John Fish from Suffolk Construction, as well as some top equity companies. We're a little hush-hush on that. You're ahead of the curve with us, Fraser.
Okay, I'll not mention it again.
No, that's okay. It's just preliminary, and it's something. But we have made a commitment that when we do design this software and platform, that ultimately will save consumers 30%, we anticipate, on someone that's never built an accessory dwelling unit if they go it alone, and be able to produce it in under 60 days.
Wow.
Which is factually, like, it would really take lead here in the Commonwealth for this.
Does that include the finish work?
Everything.
Foundation?
We do 4 in 60
framing,
days.
And then, wow.
Yeah, we do 4 ADUs in 60 days. We're proven. We've been fortunate and blessed with our consumers and customers here on the South Shore. We've won the Best of the South Shore Award, which is pretty common for framing. What is Sophia? I don't know, 6 straight straight years. But we've 10 years, Best Builders. So it's not a pat on the back to us. It reflects our customer base supporting the product in the field.
Yeah. And ADUs must be booming right now for you.
They are. You know, we're very careful to make sure that it's, right, Sophia, that it's to the best interest of our customers. So we're careful. What's our saying? Quality over
quantity.
That's the way we go, Fraser.
Nice. But back to the ADU with this change in the law. Was it last February?
Well, to speak upon that, Sophia, when was the Home Care Act, the Affordable Home Act actually put in place?
August of 2024.
But as of February of 25, communities start to put it in action, if you would. They had input.
Yeah.
Many communities actually didn't hit that timeline of February of 25. They almost sat back and let other communities take lead, see if they made potentially some misjudgments on enacting the legislation. And, but at this point, most communities that we deal with here in the South Shore, they're moving right along. So shout out to them.
Yeah, I think a lot of the communities needed to clean up their bylaws to be compliant with state laws. But I know Pembroke's up and running and ready. So we're very excited from a chamber perspective as well as a town perspective that we have this opportunity to increase the housing units. So no, that's fantastic.
You know, if I may, Fraser, never to interrupt you, but shout out to the Pembroke.
It's your show.
Well, no,
we're guests today.
We're honored to be guests, Fraser. Thank you for having us. But trying to get the information out with you because it's good, solid information, and we'd like to get it out. Being part of the Building Officials Association myself, I know it's factual. Shout out to the Pembroke Building Department. I'd like to say Joe Stacks and Peter Del Preet, who lead that department. Incredible. And what they've done is they've actually kept the permitting within the building department, which streamlines the permitting process, which ultimately saves our consumers or our constituents time and money, which is allowed to go in their project rather than in delays.
Yeah. Fantastic. Well, a big shout out to the planning department and the planning board. In actual fact, I know the planning board, Annie Wandell's team do a great job for the town. So I know we're grateful for them being there, but it's good to hear builders saying the same thing.
Sure. In the building department, like I say, it starts in that building department. They keep it in there. I know for a fact, heard back from a bunch of our customer base as well as others, where they're really, really doing a great job keeping it streamlined. Again, time is money in construction, and the goal is to try our best to keep it affordable, Fraser.
That's terrific, Chris. So you've been working in Pembroke for some time now. Have you got any projects that you are particularly proud of in Pembroke? Probably before Sophia was born, so we won't ask her that question.
Well, Fraser, thank you. Like you say, there's two things. Experience is great, but it ages us, right? So I am very proud.
I'm very experienced.
I'm right with you. I'm very proud of many projects. The friendships we've made through construction on their homes and helping them, enjoy their living space. There's a lot of gratitude that comes with that. Cool. Done projects, detached, 32 by 50 garages, 2 stories, it's over 3,000 square feet, quite a build out. Many decks throughout the town of Pembroke. We specialize. We do a lot of decks. And that's been a great success. Made a lot of great friendships with that.
Hey, do you do pools?
We do not.
Oh, okay.
No.
Never mind.
But,
So I can't afford one. I
understand. And shout out, there's a great pool company in Pembroke we're aware of. But no, we stay in our lane, Fraser.
Yeah.
But as building contractors and remodelers, we been involved a lot of additions, second levels, custom homes. Throughout the South Shore, as we start to expand with Pembroke and throughout our region. Yeah. Bethany Builders stays busy 6 days a week, Fraser.
Excellent. Terrific. So that's the past. What's happening? What have you got in the pipeline right now? I'm going to look at you, Sophia. What have you designed recently? Anything exciting?
We like to design accessory dwelling units.
Yep.
and
Yep.
build them as well.
Yep.
Why don't maybe you can tell Fraser a little bit about your project and what's going on with that.
Yes. Let's hear about the project.
My project is called Sophia Bethoney's ADU Blessing, where I'm donating a 100% labor and materials accessory dwelling unit home for a veteran in need.
That is amazing. So you've done it or you're doing it? You're in the process of raising the funds? Where are we at?
We're in the process of doing it.
Terrific. And will that be a vet in Pembroke or on the South Shore? It's Plymouth County type.
Within the South Shore, we've found our veteran through social media.
Oh, okay. So that person knows they're about to...
Yes.
Nice. Very good. And how is that? I mean, have you got a big plan for celebrating that, or is it already happened? Have we missed that boat?
Well, I'll tell you if I can help Sophia, because Sophia being a senior here at Duxbury High School, it's here comes prom and here comes graduation. So we're helping Sophia out, backing things off a little bit for her, Fraser.
Sure.
Here's what we have at this point. Our veteran is retired Army and National Guardsman, and he's amazing. We're introducing him. His first name is Alan.
Yep.
You proud, Sophia, to work with Alan?
Extremely proud.
So
Good for you.
We're very humble for that, actually. And we're at this point here, Sophia, not to speak for her, but has completed the design and little details. It's a 1-bedroom,
Nice.
detached ADU.
Yep.
It's approximately up or down about 700 square feet.
Uh-huh.
And this is exciting. We're working with, actually, again, Fraser, you asked that question, and we're trying to keep Sophia, we don't need to, very grounded, but the Voices of the Veterans that have a program on WATD, in fact, just reached out. Roger and Wolfie reached out, and Sophia's been asked to, what?
To say the Pledge of Allegiance for this very important event.
Good for you.
About 1,500 to 2,000 veterans and their families in the city of Quincy,
Yeah.
and that's ultimately where our veteran lives.
Very nice. And you're going to prom?
I am.
Do you have a date?
I do.
Fantastic. He's a lucky guy. Is he a lucky guy, Dad?
Sure, I've yet to meet him, but I look forward to
okay.
they're coming to our home on Saturday, so I'm sure he's a fine young man. So we look forward to meeting him. What's his name, Sophia? First name only?
Don't say
we'll pass
don't
on
say
that.
anything. She's going to pass. Good for her. Okay, so that's. I mean, I was looking for Pembroke news there, but this is great news for the area, I have to say. So talking about the projects, and I hear the ADU, is there anything you think we should be doing better to help with this ADU project? You know, how we deal with septics, what's happening with codes and what have you. Is there anything we should be doing that's going to make this easier?
Well, Fraser, I've been the one I lead and do the permitting at this point in time at the Pembroke Building Department. But I got to tell you, if you ask me different communities, I think I could have more input of how they could do things better. But I got to tell you, I feel personally the Pembroke Building Department are doing and their whole team and staff in the municipality is a leader. I think that the town of Pembroke is doing an incredible job. The professionals there have been streamlining it, what I feel is in the spirit of the legislation to try to streamline the process, accelerate the permitting, do it responsibly, but yet, get the homeowners, let's get this housing that's just desperately needed here in the South Shore in the town of Pembroke. Let's get folks to building and keep their costs down up front. Shout out to the town of Pembroke. I cannot ask for them to do anything better.
Yeah. Listen, being on the Chamber of Commerce, we have, and this is not, I'm not trying to tell anybody how to vote, but we've got a vote coming up for VOTEC. As a chamber, we see the need for skilled labor, and we see the need for affordable housing for that labor in town. It's as simple as that. And so that's what we're not telling anybody how to vote, but that's our preference. And I think if you speak to anybody, they'll agree that that's what's needed. There is the big question about affordability. I get it. And that's something that we have to address. Excuse me, the phone's ringing, the hotline, we've both had that going.
Of course.
And so that's what you're doing is delivering against what we're looking for in terms of affordable housing. And we're not talking, whenever I talk about affordable housing, people always get caught up in the political aspect of affordable housing, 40B and hitting the 10% and what like. It's not about that. This is about homes that we can afford. Big difference.
Well, I'll tell you, Fraser, I know this is, again, we're honored to be here. I'm speaking for myself, Sophia. Thank you so much for having us, Fraser.
Thank you for having us.
And I also know that you're learning a little more about us. We've represented that we're leaders in the industry, construction-wise. The professionals are aware. There's zero arrogance or pat on the back with it. It's just longevity and commitment to the industry.
Yeah.
And what I'm mentioning is this. So, for example, things that maybe you're not aware of, let's make you aware of. They do impact like South Shore VOTEC and different things. So at the state level, you have the BBRS. That's the top building board review. And then you have what's referred to as the BOCC. So the BOCC oversees any building official, inspector, or commissioner.
Yep.
Myself and my wife, Alina, also have both been cleared and approved as we could be hired, for example, and I work with those folks in Pembroke in different capacities. Education, knowledge is power when it's responsibly used, correct? So here's what happened, and this happened about a month ago. At the state level, what was approved was third-party inspections, which I see you have that puzzled look. Many people would have that. But it's part of our team. We have we work in conjunction now with the chairman of the BOCC, runs a company called Mass Nail It. And we're in place to actually go, Sophia and I, and my wife Alina, who's also, all three of us are construction supervisors, unrestricted licensed here. All three of us in conjunction with Mike and his team at Mass Nail It are scheduled to go to South Shore VOTEC, speak to the students in conjunction with, at the state level, there's different officials that will come with us to try to get the students, they're already up and running in building, actually building projects for families throughout the community, and we'd like to see if we can help accelerate that. Any way that we can not only teach the young folks that are coming up in the trades skill sets or how to advance them in real world after high school, but as well as to try to provide different sources of labor, skilled labor, to be able to provide some additional affordable housing options that can be dispersed throughout the South Shore and Pembroke.
Terrific. So you're a yes for VOTEC?
Oh, for sure. We're big fans of the VOTEC. They do an incredible job.
Yeah.
A lot of the young people, men and women, are going to do, boy, what a future of labor is coming out of the trade schools. They do an incredible job.
Yeah, so we had a town meeting about it's a process. So we had to vote to join VOTEC, and then the surrounding towns had to vote to accept our desire to be in, and now the next vote is to pay for it. And I remember somebody at town meeting stood up and said, so in 5 or 6 years' time, a lot of the skilled labor are going to be entering into retirement. If you can find a plumber, you are probably going to be asked to pay per hour what we're asking the town to pay per year. And whether it's true or not, the facts are, if we don't have enough skilled laborers coming into the pipeline and they become scarce, it's going to become more and more expensive to employ that skilled labor. So isn't it better to pay it forward and pay the extra, I think it's $450 per year per household? Isn't it better to pay that now than to pay it when there's an emergency situation going on?
Well, Fraser, we come from two different perspectives. Obviously, you're someone that's going to be involved and directly impacted in voting on that. We're, of course, residents of our homes are in Duxbury, but I'm not going to get on the road of telling folks what they should spend their money on or not. Yeah. But what I will say is exactly, you brought up a point that I can answer, and that is we have a shortage of skilled labor. It's an amazing opportunity for young folks to get in the trades during this period of time. The trade schools do an incredible job. If we can support them, the students that are coming out of these trade schools, where are they being picked up? If they're not going into small family businesses like Bethany Builders or other companies. They're going into union companies throughout Massachusetts. They're working, they're making good wages, and they're paying taxes, which recirculate. So keep the revenue, keep the support of our workforce here in Massachusetts. It's going to keep the young people from simply coming out and saying we can't afford to be here in Massachusetts. We have to move to another state where it's more affordable. So do we recirculate the money and keep it within our borders? I believe so, and keep the jobs and our folks here in Massachusetts working.
It's almost there's two elements to it. There is the being able to afford to live here, but also having the skill living here. So both sides of the equation are winning, both flip of the coin. So that's terrific. Okay, what's your vision, Chris? No, Sophia, what's your vision?
In regards to what?
She's got the questions today, hasn't she?
She got you, Fraser.
You've got your own podcast, haven't you? So what is your vision for Bethany Builders?
For Bethany
No, actually,
Builders?
no. I'll let your dad answer that question. What do you want from the future? What's your goal? To stay with your dad or to blossom somewhere else?
I think stay within the family business. Obviously, I'm going to go to college this fall, and I want to go to law school. But staying within the family business, I think, is going to be the way to go.
So go to law school to study law. You want to be a lawyer?
Maybe, but I think it's also just good to have a law background.
Oh, absolutely. I don't disagree.
And I'll answer that, Fraser. Sophia, you haven't met the third wheel to the Bethany Builders tribe, if you would. You got dad and daughter, the dad-daughter duo here, but we have mom. So Mama Lena actually is an attorney, and she's a licensed builder, licensed broker. Mom does it all. She just stays in the background and puts us out to work. Right, Sophia?
That's correct.
Very good. What's your vision, Chris?
For Bethany Builders?
Yeah.
Okay. So my vision is at this point, Fraser, sometimes people say we're old enough that it's a little harder to change. My job is to continue to work hard for our customer base here. We've been serving the South Shore for approximately 40 years. Each and every day, we strive our very best to take care of our customers are primary, we're secondary, we're a service company. We want to keep building. We want to do our part here in the South Shore and help families accomplish their goals in the construction.
Cool. There's also that side project of the AI design work, right?
Well,
that's a hell of a vision.
I'm going to give you a little tidbit on that. Our goal is this. I talked to Sophia and I said, you have two things with this. You can line your pockets big time on this. It's a great program. We already have one of the top AI experts that graduated from Stanford that works with major companies that wants to do that. I said, or what you can do is be grateful to make a nominal profit and help a lot of families here in Massachusetts be able to come up with a platform to build ADUs at an affordable price, have that opportunity to save approximately 30% on their builds for someone that's never built. And we have an exit or an off-ramp, if you would, where they can hire us to manage it at a reduced price. I said, Sophia, you will still make a living, make a nice living with that, but you can help a lot of people. You want the long dollar, or do you want to take care of families here in Massachusetts? You make the call. It's your platform. What was your answer, Sophia?
Take care of families in Massachusetts.
Good job. Good answer. That's fantastic, Sophia. And I agree. I mean, that's everyone on the chamber is a volunteer, and they're volunteering because they want what's good for or what's best for the town. There's no personal gains with anyone that's on the board, and so that's an admirable statement, an admirable goal, and good for you. Congratulations.
What's our rule of thumb, Sophia? 3-1.
In order to ask for a blessing, you need to give back trifold or 3 times back into the community.
Sure. That's absolutely right. You're a good dad.
We do our best, Fraser.
Yeah. Okay.
Let me reflect. We try our best, Fraser. I have a senior. We try our best.
Okay, very good. No brothers and sisters?
Only child.
Fantastic. There you go. So look, we are reaching the end of our time. However, I don't want to go until, Sophia, was there anything you wanted to share, anything you wanted to say, but you didn't get it quite out there because the questions weren't right or?
No, but I would just like to share, to remind everyone, just work hard, be kind, and be humble.
Terrific. Chris?
If I could share a small promo here, we at Bethany Builders, we'd be very grateful We're here. We offer services, additions, ADUs, building and remodeling in the South Shore. We'd love to be part. While we'd love to earn your business, we're grateful for your friendship. Give us a call anytime.
And how do people get in touch with Bethany Builders? What's the website?
Our website is www.bethanybuilders.com or call Bethany Builders at 781-898-8018.
Terrific. What an ambassador. Congratulations. So look, that is all we have time for today. I want to thank Sophia and Chris Bethany for participating, but I also want to thank the listeners for tuning in. This podcast will be available on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube with additional links on our Facebook page. Don't forget to like us on Facebook at the Pembroke Chamber of Commerce. And if you're interested in becoming a member of the Chamber, please go to the Pembroke Chamber of Commerce website, pembrokechamber.org. Sophia, Chris, congratulations. Amazing story, amazing journey. And thank you so much for being our guest.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you very much.